And now we're going to talk about somebody who was here with us at a Regent University forum that drew quite a bit of attention yesterday. Lee?
Wide attention, that's right, Pat. Rudy Giuliani ventured into conservative territory Tuesday with a speech at Regent University. The Republican presidential candidate emphasized his views on leadership and the war on terror. Afterwards, Giuliani sat down with CBN's David Brody for an interview. As David reports, it's on the social issues where the former New York City mayor will face challenges.
After 9/11, Rudy Giuliani became known as America's mayor.
Nice to see you.
Now, nearly 6 years later, he wants a new title, America's president.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tuesday at a Regent University leadership luncheon, he stayed on point with an emphasis on strength.
And if you want to be a leader, you really have to be an optimist.
That also allowed him to keep sensitive topics like abortion and gay rights off the menu in front of the predominantly Christian conservative audience.
Don't expect you're going to agree with me on everything, because that would be unrealistic.
Giuliani's challenge since day one of this race has been navigating the social issues. He supports civil unions, but is against gay marriage. He supports federal funding of embryonic stem cell research. On abortion, he says he's personally against it, but does support taxpayer-funded abortion in some cases. The big questions: could those positions cost him the support of religious conservatives, and how would that affect his bid for the nomination? In my interview with the mayor, he says he's ready to face the music.
Sure, there are people where one issue predominates, but for most people, it's a combination of a group of issues, and what do they think is the most important.
Giuliani is Catholic, and some bishops have criticized him because of his pro-choice position, but Giuliani won't engage them.
I don't criticize any church. I have my personal beliefs. I know what they are. I pray, I ask for guidance, I ask for help.
And even though he's a lawyer, he won't reveal his legal opinion on the Roe v. Wade decision legalizing abortion.
On Roe v. Wade, do you believe Roe is bad law from a lawyer perspective?
I think I would not have a litmus test on Roe against Wade for judges.
Even with potential warts on social issues, Giuliani's standing with evangelicals is higher than any of the Republican candidates. 32% of evangelical Republican registered voters say there is a good chance they would vote for him. 35% say there is some chance. Only 18% say no chance.
Most polls, I'm ahead, including doing better with social conservatives than most of the other Republicans.
Those impressive poll numbers have a lot to do with Giuliani's image as a tell-it-like-it-is leader, like saying the Democrats can't stand up to Islamic terrorists.
I think they're in denial.
And his tough talk on Iraq.
How could you possibly print out a timetable of your retreat?
And someone who's ready to confront Iran if forced to.
Iran should be told that America will not allow them to become a nuclear power.
All in all, there is a conservative case to be made for Giuliani. As New York mayor, he cut taxes 23 times, and Big Apple crime dropped by 50%. On other issues, he supports the death penalty, school vouchers, and says he'll nominate strict constructionist judges to the Supreme Court. But rival campaigns are determined to paint him differently. They want people to believe that a Giuliani administration could be full of surprises. Listen to this interview from 1993.
Mayor-elect Giuliani, will you press your party to change its platform to allow abortion rights and gay rights?
Sure, I have already.
I asked him about that statement.
Right now, my view is the platform is the platform. A majority of the party gets to decide on that. I'm not going to interfere in that.
The bright lights and stress of a presidential campaign can take a toll on any candidate, enough to make you a little crazy. It makes you wonder if the Catholic Giuliani regrets not going into the priesthood. He thought seriously about it, but he admits there was one problem.
Frankly, in the Catholic Church, the vow of celibacy was something I wasn't sure I could keep.
At the end of the day, the Giuliani campaign is banking on the fact that his role on 9/11 and his Get Tough record as mayor of New York will win out social conservative skeptics. It's a strategy that is vintage Giuliani, shooting straight and letting the chips fall where they may. David Brody, CBN News.
Pat, what was your impression of the reception that Giuliani received yesterday at Regent?
Lee, it was overwhelmingly warm. People came out of there saying, we're going to support him, we're going to give him money, we're going to vote for him. I mean, it was just amazing. We had I would say the cream of the political and business community in this area had come to hear him, and they paid for tickets to come to hear him. And this was part of the leadership series that Regent has been putting on with various business political leaders. But in my opinion, it was a smash appearance, and people were very high on Rudy and what he had to say. He did a great job. I think the thing that he has said that conservatives should listen to is that he's going to appoint judges after the stripe of John Roberts and Alito and Scalia and those people. And the thing is, abortion should not be something that the president has anything to do with. This should not be a national issue. It never should have been. And Roe versus Wade was a mistake. They shouldn't have brought that up into the federal level. It should have been kept at the state level. And then if somebody says, okay, you're from New York, you want to have pro-choice, get out there and fight for pro-life. The same thing in California and these other states, the states that are clearly pro-life, people will vote that way. And I think that's the way the Constitution set up our country. And Roe versus Wade, the lady, and I pointed this out to Rudy, he probably knew it anyhow, but the lady in Texas who started the Roe versus Wade, she was the Roe in the case. She recanted. She said, I disagree with that decision. I want to withdraw from it. And the circuit down there took it up, and they said, we're sorry, the case has already been decided and there's nothing you can do about it. But it shows how bad the decision was, because she wanted to get out of it. Anyhow, David did a good job, and Lee, it was, I think, a marvelous event, and it's the kind of forum that I think Regent University needs to have to let the issues be ventilated, let people hear the views of leading people in our business community and our political community. It was a wonderful event. Lee?